Hi guys, I was just peeling an eggplant. I'm going to make this really cool summertime pasta thing, and it's kind of like a ratatouille, but we don't like to use that word because sometimes people go like, I don't like ratatouille, but trust me, this is really, really great, and it's really simple. You basically put it together, throw it in the oven. You can put it in containers to put in the freezer and get it out when you want it, or whatever. It's really pretty handy. And first of all, I'm going to tell you that these Y peelers are so much better. So let me get this peeled up. I got a bunch of other stuff already peeled. So I go ahead and I peel it with the before I cut the ends off. I'll show you why. And someone says to me the other day, why do you peel that way? Like you're pulling towards yourself? I'm like, I have better control. I mean, I know if I had a knife in my hand and I was whittling wood, I would be, going away from me. But I really think if I missed and hit myself with a peeler, I'm probably not going to die from it. Why am I peeling the eggplant? Peeling the eggplant because I think lots of times the skin is just a little too tough. Some like Italian restaurants, like the rollatines and stuff, leave the skin on. Sometimes just a little too chewy. You got to be really careful. When I rinse this, take my handy dandy knife. So I just want to cut past where all the peeling was. Put it in a garbage can right here. I got smart this time. And I'm going to cut the end off. Okay, beautiful. Now, for knife safety, got two flat edges. You can do this when you'd make cut a pineapple or whatever. It's a whole lot safer. I'm just going to guesstimate where the middle is. Ooh, okay. Now once again, I got another flat surface. And I see here I just got a little bit of skin, so I'm just going to take that off. So I want some pretty hefty pieces here. I want basically like 1/2-inch cubes. So I'm just going to, and if you're unsure, cut it in half, and I'll show you that in the other half, just so you can get what I'm saying. I knew that was about 1/4 of it, so it wasn't like freaking me out, but let me show you. And you got that round part. I always hate that because then it's like that edge is going to be not so great. I just want these nice cubes. And I'm going to put it in the pan. We got a real big pan here. It's my lasagna pan. Half. And I don't get really upset about making sure you cut things even, because this is going to cook well. If you're quick cooking like stir fry, you need same size, kind of same density kind of stuff. Add it gradually. I was talking about that. Chop, chop. Okay, so that's the way I did it. Now I'm going to show you the other way to do this. So I'm going to cut it in half, right? Then I'm going to cut it in half again. Same effect, right? Chop. Try and keep your cutting board area clean. That's why you need something to throw all your stuff in. I should talk, but this is like one of my favorite cutting boards, and it's real easy for it to get overwhelmed. I should have a larger cutting board, especially for a knife this size, but I'm just so used to it, and I don't think anymore. Now, when you're cutting up veggies, sometimes it gets your knife kind of nasty, so I definitely want to rinse it. Not worried about rust, so I don't have to necessarily dry it, but I gotta cut it. Okay, you get a paper towel. Oh, we're good. Alright, so now I got a bunch of eggplant, right? I need a bunch of olive oil, right? Because we need to get this all cooked up. That's like a quarter cup or a little more. I need some seasoning. I'm just going to use some dried herbs because they're going to be fine for this. And I just want to get in about a tablespoon because there's a lot of stuff here. Do a little more, a tablespoon. That's like a tablespoon and a half. Thyme, and then oregano. And you know, most of the time I use a bit of thyme. That's fine. Fresh herbs, but really don't need it here. And believe it or not, this is a case where if I can hand dry. I'm going to use a little salt, and that's about a teaspoon. Yeah. And get some black pepper in here. Alright, now how are we going to get this all tossed together? I need a bigger spoon. So I want to get the eggplant and make sure it's nice and coated. I feel like I'm stir frying whenever I have two utensils. And it's funny, the eggplant sucks the olive oil right up, but it's going to come right out as soon as we start cooking. Alright, so what else do we got in here? I got a red pepper cut up in some nice little squares. Got a pound of mushrooms. Now, I don't slice mushrooms because they tend to disappear. I quarter them. If they're really big, cut them into 6. Okay? Let's get them in there. I got 2 jumbo zucchini. And I cut them pretty... I cut the ends off, cut it in half just like I did with the eggplant. Of course, you leave the skin on zucchini. And I keep them pretty chunky. Then I have an onion. It was a jumbo onion. I cut it in half and then just kind of thin sliced it. Now let's check out my true talents here. How much can go on the floor? Doesn't have to be perfect, but hey, I can eat just like this. Okay, kind of move it around, and you know we're gonna keep an eye on it, so we need to Spread it out. Beautiful. Get last thing. All right. So we've got a lot of stuff here. I'm just going to drizzle a little more olive oil all over. Because we get so much flavor from the olive oil. And then I got some diced tomatoes. Got my handy dandy. I bought this can opener many moons ago at Williams-Sonoma. We used to have a store, and I love it. It really makes easy work out of it. Cans that have liners on, so you have to go around twice. One's cut the tin, and the other, and one to cut the liner. But yeah, this is pretty cool. So I got some nice diced tomatoes here. I love when they put the stem in there. They don't have to be fancy. I just get the no salt added, low sodium, whatever they are. The restaurant had this mambo canner was attached to the counter. It's got a big knife that you stab the can, and it's got a crank like this big. So like twice around does those huge cans. I wish I had one of those. So you see, you got this big, huge dish. Wait till we come back and see what it looks like after it's been in the oven. So this is bigger than I usually make, but I wanted to make it big, festive kind of thing. So this is probably going to take about an hour. I'll let you know. I want a hotter oven. We can start off hot and always turn it down afterwards, but because we want to really get a lot of evaporation to occur, because that eggplant, the mushrooms, everything's going to give off a lot of liquid. So hopefully it's going to turn out really cool. And I like the tomatoes on top because hopefully it's going to kind of roast them up a little bit. And these were the on sale tomatoes. They look great. I'm pretty picky. But I think this will definitely work. So I'm going to stop right here, get this loaded in the oven. Let's see, it's about 15 pounds of good stuff. Get it in the oven, get it roasting up here, and I'll be checking back in with you and show you as we go. So I'll see you later. Okay, so I went out to the garden. Got me some fresh basil. Just kind of stack it up, roll it up. See me do this 1,000 times. little chiffonade. And I'll show you now what it all looks like. Oh. It's beautiful. And this is like really, really beautiful. So while it's nice and toasty, let's get our basil in here. And last but not least, I got some tomato paste. I just want to thicken it up a little bit because it's a little watery. So, oops. These little cans are so pain in the butt. Some of these you can't cut the bottoms off. Yeah. So, we got 2 open ends. Pop it off. Plunger. Perfect. Now it's nice and toasty. Just going to stir it up. And like I said in the beginning, with all these veggies, it's a little bit, and this is a huge batch. Probably didn't need to add all that tomato paste, but it's okay. And I had it in the oven 375 for an hour to get it nice and cooked. Oh, that basil smells so good. If you want to cook it more and get it kind of broken down more, that's fine. This thing is smoking hot. Now, doesn't that look really, really nice? Just the heat from the pan and all the stuff is really, everything's nice and tender. Maybe this would be a way to inspire young kids to eat a little healthier. You know, like I said, you can do a big batch of this, freeze it. And this is just perfect. This is just the way I like it. So, for me, I just got a little pasta here because I want to try it, right? You know, I always got to try everything. Get all them veggies. Oh. Eggplant, zucchini, onion, tomato. Man. I can move this thing, it's steaming my glasses up out of my way. Got this beautiful thing, right? Now, if you're like me, you just have to put a little pinch of Parmesan cheese on top. Ain't that a beauty? Don't you think that looks really great? I can't wait to try it, so I'm going to bite into it in just a second. But like I always say, appreciate you guys. Thank you so much for taking this long road adventure with me. You know, it's almost 3 years since I started this whole project, and I think we've done great. I couldn't do it without you guys. Thank you, and I'll see you next time.